Light.
The light has to be in
Well,
front.
this is the wonderfully brilliant Neil deGrasse Tyson, and we're talking about death and existential angst. Help me.
And we're here at the
beautiful Langham Hotel.
Langham Hotel in
Yes.
Pasadena,
Yes,
California. We were just arguing about death, fighting each other.
Yes,
And
yes.
we have different views of death. He fears it, and
Yeah.
yes, we are born fearing death
Yeah.
because we fear death
Yeah.
because we're born only knowing life.
Right.
Okay? And so there's no context in which to assess when it will happen, what it'll be like after it happens. However, there's some idea. For example,
Yeah.
why should death be anything different? Why should
Well,
why should the absence of life after death be anything different than the absence of life before you're born?
Well, I agree with that. I don't
Okay.
necessarily think that death is something that hurts, but I think that as creatures of mind and meaning that we are, 'cause I'm not a Buddhist, I have deep attachments to art and to love and to the people around me and to the spaces in which we dwell. And the idea that, you're a breathing piece of defecating meat destined to die and ultimately no more significant than a lizard or a potato is not especially uplifting. These are the words of Ernest Becker in his book, The Denial of Death.
Okay, so
what
wait,
do we do?
that's it. Okay.
How does science help us deal with the angst of being temporary beings who nonetheless can write poetry and love?
So I would assert that the poetry
Yeah.
and the love and the art and the creativity are what give meaning to the life that we will know only once. And were we to live forever, what motivation would there ever be to write a poem?
Fair enough. Fair enough. It's probably my angst that makes me want to make videos to begin with.
I can tell you my knowledge that I will die
Yeah.
gives focus
Wow.
and meaning to every day that I am alive.
But whatever happened to do not go gently, do not go quietly to that good night, rage against the dying of the light? I mean, don't you think that eventually we need to
The way
a Manhattan Project against
the
mortality?
way to rage against the dying light
Yeah.
is to be as alive as possible
Uh-huh.
while you are. So that it's not about the last moment where you are fighting your way into the casket because you were fighting your way every day you were alive. This is what grants meaning. It's what gives value. When you give flowers to someone,
Yeah.
I assume you've done this before, why not give them plastic flowers? They'll last longer, but you don't. You give them real flowers because you know the real flower will die. So that the measure of the value of that gift is manifest in its temporality.
And I think that there's something really poetic, and it's also a form of deathist rationalization to say that. My very good friend...
Perhaps, I grant that, but it doesn't
Ray
make it
Kurtz-
less true. Doesn't make it less
Fair
true.
enough, fair enough. But Ray Kurzweil was asked this question because, he's the head of engineering of Google.
I finally met him.
Oh,
Yes.
did you guys talk about the singularity?
Because I feel so bad talking about people's work until I get to talk to
Right.
them.
Okay.
So I talked to Ray Kurzweil about everything.
Well, he
Yeah.
says it's not death that gives meaning to life, but life that gives meaning to life. And what we do with life, like creating knowledge, like creating art, like extending our hands towards one another. And I don't know, I fantasize about engineering a utopia beyond time.
Okay, so
Engineering our own godhood.
okay, so I don't want to get semantic on
No.
how he is thinking about life versus death, but I
Okay.
can say
Yeah.
that yes, of course, life gives meaning to life.
Yeah.
But the fact that you know you're going to die
Yeah.
focuses that meaning that you give to life. And if you knew you were never going to die, then what's your hurry? In anything. Oh, I'll look for the job in a couple of weeks. I have a few more books to read. I don't know. By the way, if you knew you would live forever, you might never cross the street because
Because you'd be so afraid of injury.
you'll be so afraid of dying
Yeah.
prematurely when you could have lived another billion years. That would change the dynamics of
Cool, man.
of how we make decisions.
Well, you know what,
And the risks that we take. So all I'm saying is,
yes.
I want to make sure. My personal philosophy is that of Horace Mann.
Horace Mann.
Horace Mann.
Horace Mann.
Horace Mann. He was an educator
Beautiful.
from a century ago.
Okay.
And there's a quote
Yeah.
attributed to him
Yeah.
where he says, And I want this on my I want this on my tombstone. Ready? Be afraid to die until you have scored some victory for humanity.
That's beautiful. Be afraid to die until you've scored some victory for humanity.
And so that should be the measures that we, the priorities, the valuation that we all bring to every day that we are alive. And people say, well, where can I find meaning? As though meaning is under some rock or some, in a pocket somewhere. No. Meaning, you create meaning.
Yeah, create it
and I've said
with
this,
beauty and symmetry and patterns and art. And I agree, but
symmetry.
I just don't know.
Are you
We
a symmetry file?
I like
You like symmetry?
I like
you said
you
said symmetry.
Yeah, elegance. I like beautiful, elegant things.
Do you know the most beautiful things?
Yeah.
This could be debated, but or slight imperfection,
No, I agree
slightly
with that.
asymmetric. And you say,
I don't disagree
that's
with that.
odd. Why is that? That's odd. Those are beautiful.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
The little chipped tooth.
The little
makes it that much more charming. Dude. You know what I love about you, man?
What's that? We gotta talk. We gotta hang out more.
I know. We gotta hang out more.
Thanks for coming on Star Talk.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, no,
you guys got to check out that episode. It's airing on Nat Geo right now.
Yeah. So it's you can catch it online actually.
Yeah.
So listen. There was a quote from there, and it happened fast, and I missed it.
Yeah.
You said that you or your followers or people or the whole demographic is, what was it? You are drunk on curiosity. There's what's the
drunk
word?
on awe.
Drunk on awe.
Yeah. So these.
I love that.
But because there's been all this science about awe. There's like I think Stanford University or something.
I like it.
Awe is an experience of such perceptual enhancement, such perceptual expansion, that you have to reconfigure your mental maps of the world to assimilate these.
Otherwise, it can't even fit inside you.
New maps for new realities.
A new dimensional space.
Like the Hubble Space Telescope deep field photographs. And what they found is that these experiences of awe, these sort of earth-shattering, psychedelic, orbital position, overview effect-inducing experiences.
Yes, the cosmic perspective.
Right. Leave you with residual, lasting feelings of increased well-being, compassion, and creativity. In other words, you blow your own mind, you experience, the ineffable, and then afterwards you're a kinder human being. So thank you for helping spread awe into the world, bro.
Drunk with awe.
Drunk with awe with Jason and Neil. All right. Cheers.